He's a really good vet. And he's we all know he's good on the field at what he does.
No. You trying to be nice. See, look, there's certain things you can't say, and I
like, subscribe, and hit that bell.
1,000 yards to start this season. These offensive linemen have been tripping over grass, blocking air as they refuse to block humans in the opposite color uniform, and now it's affected him as well. He was going to get 1,000 yards. He ain't going to get it now. He's not going to get it now. You got to have some dudes that aren't sabotaging, that actually want to block people and put their asses in the dirt. And the Cleveland Browns don't have that. Jimmy Haslam needs to clean this thing out from top to bottom.
Did Quinshon Judkins just indirectly call out his own offensive line for letting both him and Shedeur down? What stands out immediately is what he didn't do. He never blamed the quarterback. And that tells you everything. Judkins understands football. He knows when blocking breaks down, it doesn't just hurt the run game. It puts the quarterback in danger too. He handled the situation with maturity. No public finger pointing. No emotional outburst. No embarrassing anyone. He stayed respectful, complimented his teammates, and chose his words carefully. The kind of response you give when you're still trying to compete and protect the locker room. But if you read between the lines, the frustration is obvious. A running back with Judkins' ability shouldn't be fighting just to find daylight. And a quarterback like Shedeur shouldn't be dodging pressure before plays even have time to develop. Both players are doing their part, showing up, battling, and producing whenever they're given even the smallest opportunity. The issue isn't effort, talent, or preparation. The issue is the structure in front of them constantly collapsing, turning every snap into survival instead of execution. At this point, it's not about tough matchups or bad luck. It's about repeated breakdowns up front that look less like mistakes and more like a complete lack of urgency and discipline. Missed blocks, free rushers, plays blown up immediately. That destroys both the run and pass game simultaneously. A running back can't hit holes that aren't there. A quarterback can't read the field when pressure arrives instantly. That's how seasons fall apart. Judkins' path to a breakout year didn't disappear because he lost ability. It disappeared because the basics in front of him failed repeatedly. And Shedeur, despite his toughness and poise, has been placed in situations no quarterback should be expected to survive consistently. When the same problems show up every week, it's no longer coincidence. It's systemic failure. That's where coaching and management deserve real criticism. The warning signs were obvious long ago. Letting this drag on has hurt everyone. The quarterback, the running back, and the entire offense. Delaying changes sends the message that accountability doesn't matter, and that's unacceptable at this level. Someone should have been removed from the equation much earlier. And if real change is coming, it has to start at the top. Stefanski can't be excluded from this conversation. Leadership means fixing issues before they poison the whole operation. That didn't happen. If the Browns truly want to protect players like Shedeur and Judkins, cleaning house isn't extreme. It's overdue.
Cleveland Browns running back Quinshon Judkins addressing the sabotage that is going on. This thing is going so far, it's not only affecting 12. It's not just affecting Shedeur anymore. Quinshon Judkins was on pace for 1,000 yards to start this season. These offensive linemen have been tripping over grass, blocking air as they refuse to block humans in the opposite color uniform, and now it's affected him as well. He was going to get 1,000 yards. He ain't going to get it now. He's not going to get it now. This sabotage is affecting not only Shedeur Sanders, but Quinshon Judkins as well, and he sees it. He sees how poor this line is, and this whole thing, Jimmy Haslam is firing linemen as we speak and bringing in guys that he does not feel like is a part of the sabotage.
What's being said now matches exactly what fans have been watching on Sundays. This situation stopped being just about the quarterback a long time ago. Shedeur absorbed the initial blame because he touches the ball every play. But now the damage has spread. A running back doesn't suddenly forget how to play football when everything around him is working. When there are no lanes, defenders are in the backfield instantly, and plays die before they start. Production becomes impossible. Shedeur has stayed composed, taken hits, and still tried to make something happen. Judkins did the same. He was clearly on pace for a strong season before the environment collapsed. These players are competing. They aren't lazy. They aren't lost. They're being placed in situations designed to fail by a unit that can't consistently do the most basic thing in football: block the man in front of you. When blocking fails, effort stops matching. Talent stops matching. Stats stop telling the truth. And that's exactly why responsibility has to move upward. This doesn't happen in isolation. Stefanski is the head coach, and it's his job to correct problems before they destroy the offense. That didn't happen. This line struggled for weeks, yet nothing meaningful changed until the damage was already done. Waiting until multiple players are affected isn't patience, it's negligence. You can't keep throwing your quarterback and running back into chaos and then act shocked when production drops. Other offensive players are being dragged down by the same mess. And if changes are finally coming now, they're late. Very late. Stefanski allowed a broken system to keep breaking players. If the Browns truly want to protect their young talent, accountability has to begin at the top.
Joel was that guy for me, just by his attitude and intentionality every day, things that he took into detail, and, just the way he shows you how to do the right things. But, me and him are really close. He's a guy I look up to. I went to his give back event maybe 2 weeks ago. So he's a really good vet. And he's we all know he's good on the field at what he does.
No. You trying to be nice. See, look. There's certain things you can't say, and I get it. You got a job to keep over there. You work for these people and with some of these sabotagers. But that's why we hold you down and we say the things you can't say. We got you. Don't worry about it.
This move fits the same pattern fans have been calling out all season. The Browns keep reshuffling pieces, benching players, making surprise decisions, and hoping problems solve themselves. They gambled that no one would notice a lineman who actually held his own, and they lost that gamble. Now another team benefits while Cleveland remains stuck with the same protection issues. Yes, the sample size was small, but when your offensive line has struggled this badly, you don't discard anyone who shows promise. Especially not when your quarterback is getting hit constantly and playing through pain. Shedeur isn't failing. He's being put in losing situations by decisions like this. And the same goes for every skilled player trying to do their job. At some point, accountability has to reach the top. A 3-11 record doesn't happen by accident. And it doesn't fall on the players absorbing the hits. These are coaching and front office failures, plain and simple. Stefanski talks about trust and process, but the results say the process is broken. Letting protection walk out the door while your quarterback is under siege is indefensible. If this team truly wants to stop the self-sabotage and protect its young core, changes need to happen fast. Because right now, the Browns aren't just losing games, they're losing trust, players, and any remaining excuses.
Like we kind of talked about just how it's been a difficult season from him as a coach because he has so much change in the offense. Like, how tired are you getting?
Because they're losing, obviously, but I feel like for myself, I never was in a situation or was in a position where I've lost this much.
See, and this is where the losing has an effect and can affect the culture and the mindset of your young players.
This moment shows how deep the damage really goes, and it's bigger than wins and losses. Judkins isn't complaining, he's being honest. He admits that constant losing is new to him, and that matters. Players coming from winning environments aren't used to week after week failure. It doesn't just affect the standings, it messes with your mindset. Especially when you know you're doing your job, but nothing changes. The point about culture is real. Losing becomes acceptable when leadership allows it to linger. That's what makes this so dangerous for young players. Judkins is trying to stay positive, leaning on veterans, and holding things together. But repeated failure still chips away at confidence, preparation, and belief. None of this is happening because Judkins forgot how to compete. It's happening because the team around him keeps putting him in positions where success isn't realistic. And now think about Shedeur. He's taken the most blame, the most hits, and the most disrespect. Before losses piled up, he was already being mishandled, limited reps, mixed injury messaging, and a lack of protection. That sticks with a quarterback. Confidence matters. Rhythm matters. Trust matters. And all three were damaged. While Judkins is adjusting to losing, Shedeur has been forced to carry its full weight while navigating coaching decisions that made his job harder from the beginning. And yet, he's still standing in the pocket, still competing, still refusing to throw teammates under the bus. That tells you everything about his character. This sabotage goes beyond blocking. It's cultural. It's organizational. And if the Browns don't fix it quickly, they're not just hurting one season. They're damaging the future of players who deserve far better. If you want honest Browns breakdowns, make sure to like and subscribe. And let me know, what do the Browns need to fix first to stop this collapse?